heart now. There's no one. Everything is changing. With it all, when Superman falls, everything is breaking apart now. There's no one to save us all. When Superman falls, Superman falls.
Superman Falls, the latest from our good friend of the show here, John Preston. Folks, thanks for listening to Behind Enemy Lines Radio. I'm Gene Barradelli. Russ Gallo will be here as soon as I can get some good internet service here in the boonies. But while you're listening, I wanted to say thank you for tuning in. Check us out at www.behindenemylines.radio.us. Check us out on the Facebooks and the Twitters at BEL_radio. And if you miss any part of the show that we normally do live Tuesdays 10 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker, you can check us out at any one of our rebroadcast outlets, including WJHC 107.5 FM in beautiful Jasper, Florida, WDDQ 92.1 FM in Adel, Georgia, WLBB 1330 AM in Carrollton, Georgia, all part of the Red Nation Rising Radio Network. Check your local listings for times, or you can check out the network listings. You can check out the network listings on the show website as well. You can also check us out, Red Nation Rising Radio, of course, KLRN Radio, High Plains Talk Radio and Sackheads Media, ICRN, the Internet's Conservative Radio Network, and Lanterns Radio. Check them out at lanterns.buzz. And if you missed any part of those rebroadcasts, don't worry. You can also get us as a podcast. Behind Enemy Lines Radio is available on iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podbay, Player FM. You can discover us on Google Play Music, find us on SoundCloud, and of course the mighty iHeartRadio. Check us out in the politics section of their podcasts, and you'll find Behind Enemy Lines Radio. Folks, time for our final break. But when we come back, we'll have some odds and ends. And we'll have a little bit of a roundtable. Well, not so much a roundtable discussion. It's only me. We'll have a little bit of discussion of some of the latest news, and maybe a final thought or two. Gene Barradelli, Behind Enemy Lines. We'll be back right after this last break. Hey, folks! I just want to let you know about a great opportunity for listeners of Behind Enemy Lines Radio. If you go to our website, www.behindenemylinesradio.us, and click on the same box ad on the right side of the page, you will get a great opportunity for a discounted offer to join SaneBox. SaneBox filters out all the unimportant email from your inbox so that you can really focus on what matters. If you're anything like me, folks, you get hundreds of pieces of email a day, not many of which is important. SaneBox's smart filter will get everything you need to fly through your inbox and finally make email work for you. It gets rid of spam emails, it deprioritizes emails that aren't as important to you, and it helps you unsubscribe from mailing lists and individual senders with ease. So again, go to www.behindenemylinesradio.us and you click on the SaneBox ad and you'll be given an exclusive offer you won't find anywhere else. The show will be right back. But first, a word from Al Sharpton.
Good evening, Rev. Thanks Good evening, to Rev. You, Ed. Is this Groundhog Day 2? We are watching that was Attorney General Eric Holder, ABDs, about some Republicans at home are already beating the drums of war. Today, the Pentagon refuted that claim. And he said the American people do not want him to, quote, dwiddling, they do not want him dwiddling his thumbs. You can get a gig as a contortionist. Intravenous fluids and pills coated with gelatin. We don't leave our women or men in uniform behind. It's a monument to the hubris of Dick Cheney, Representative Raul Labrador. Years of abuse. I personally apologize to Mr. Peebles. Just ask to soon-to-be former congressman. Democrats are outright jitty. CIA's counterterrorism Counterterrorism Center. Veteran Affairs Secretary Shinseki. Why do I always mess up his name? Shinseki. I love my critics. I have fun with that.
Politics Nation with the Reverend Al Sharpton starts right now. Good evening, Rev.
Good evening, Dr. Dyson.
But wait, there's more.
And we will much about that be committed. So there's no real conflict. Michael Druniak, including Lincoln himself, Daniel Day-Lewis. Behind Monica Lewinsky, the one and only Trey Songz is here. But Allison Lundergan Grimes, Gina De Jesus, when Gina De Jesus, Tea Party challenger Matt Bivens. People don't want to have their Social Security overall. The Republican savior, Mark Rubio's big night in evolution and Galileo. I mean, this whole thing of Galileo. America's changed. Unless IT and Skillets, President Putin doing something similar back in, it won't change this fundamental fact about the GOP. Just how absurd these attacks is. Nearly 6 months after the dangerous traffic jam, the Thai military says, my friend for many years, Ilyana Van Zandt, there's nothing there.
And they gave this guy a TV show? Let's get back to our show. Got time for a final thought, folks. Show just flew by. I want to thank John Preston for coming on the show. Final thought time. The repeal and replacement of Obamacare is not going the way conservatives want. Obviously, when you talk to people like Jim Jordan and others, you hear that you want the repeal and replacement immediately. And while I understand that, and I tend to agree, I am willing to listen to the so-called establishment right now to see what they come up with. The CBO report that just came out, you know the CBO, where the numbers are made up and the points don't matter. The CBO just said that the savings of this new American Health Care Act will be substantial. There'll be a lot of debt savings, deficit savings, but there is this downside that they're saying of 24 million uninsured. Well, of course, when you have people mandated to purchase something who are now no longer mandated to purchase it, they are going to not purchase it. I can totally understand where that number comes from, and I can understand why it's misleading. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach here, folks. I know that our colleague Amanda Kohut went through all the downsides of the current bill, and we need to see more, especially when it comes to employer mandates, especially when it comes to making healthcare affordable, especially through interstate exchanges, whatever the case may be, healthcare savings accounts, and all this stuff that we've been talking about ad nauseum for years. But I'm willing to keep an open mind for now, and I hope you are too. But for us right now, folks, it's time to shut this sucker down. From the People's Republic of New York, Gene Baradelli, Behind Enemy Lines, we are out of here. Good night, folks. Our position has been compromised. It's time to roll out. Report for debriefing at www.behindenemylinesradio.us and look for regular communications via Facebook and Twitter at BEL_radio. You are the resistance. Behind Enemy Lines. A rock radio production. Copyright 2016. Back in 7 days. Out.